Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Jeff. Yeah, so I was kind of worried about this. I was worried that they were going to drop a whole bunch of info while I wasn't here, but luckily, the COD gods are smiling down on me. Activision ended up putting this post up. I think by the time you guys are going to see this, they put this up yesterday. Giant blog post about Modern Warfare 2. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 launch everything you need to know before the new era begins with campaign early access. Campaign starts on the 20th. You guys will probably get part 1 from me anyway on the 24th, and I know that there's a lot of people out there that are kind of like, oh, I'll hold off, I won't watch any of it or whatever, or I'll still watch yours. Do whatever you want. It is what it is. I'm busy, but I'm gonna go and have a good time, and as soon as I get back, I'm gonna be uploading it, so it's all good. Also, it'll probably give me a much better idea of how long it actually is instead of me just going in straight up blind. Now I could get like a true representation of how long it would usually take somebody to finish the game at least. So this stuff here is talking about early access, talking about the preload, all the times that it starts. They got this whole nice graphic here for anybody, no matter where you are in the world, wherever you're watching from right now. Modern Warfare 2 preseason. So this basically is just like a whole roadmap talking about what they have planned, just going over. They have all these dates here, whenever the preloads start and all the rollouts and all that stuff for, you know, campaign, and then we get over to here. Modern Warfare 2 officially launches on the 27th, depending on where you are anyway, 28th. Modern Warfare 2 preseason will last from the 28th to November 15th. Season 1 is going to start on the 16th, which is when Warzone 2 is supposed to drop. We have, again, just a little less than 3 weeks to try to unlock as many camos as we possibly can. Depending on how the camo system works anyway, I'm not sure if anyone's gonna have the full-blown mastery camo unlocked at that point. So we might run into a thing where there's still a lot of people still needing to play multiplayer if they were, you know, actually going for it and just enjoying the grind, getting all their attachments and stuff like that, at least getting gold for weapons that they like. Them being close together and not really giving everybody a bunch of time actually might help spread the player base across both of them, because even if Warzone comes out, certain weapons, you don't know which ones are better or worse when it comes to Warzone. So you might spend all this time leveling all these different weapons in multiplayer, but once Warzone 2 comes out, you might not have gotten to that certain weapon. It's actually really good, which you'll be forced to go back to multiplayer, or, you know, you could try to grind it out if you want with no attachments, but most people I know, they ain't doing that. Warzone 2.0, DMZ, and also DMZ comes out then, so that's gonna be really, really interesting. I'm also wondering if DMZ is going to allow, like, equipable camos and stuff, or if it's gonna be straight bare bones, the most like hardcore realism thing that they can do. Once Warzone 2 comes out, DMZ, everything is like fully launched all together. This is the whole package that we're gonna get. Now we're just, you know, gonna play the game, experience all this shit, updates and seasons and stuff. December 14th, Season 1 Reloaded introduces raids. So they're already telling us when Season 1 Reloaded is. It's a month later, which is usually the case, you know, halfway through a season. I think it's a really smart idea for them to do the campaign early, just to actually get people kind of more engrossed within all of the characters and the franchise, so there's more of a connection to the characters as you're playing, at least a little bit. Even when you're on a certain map, you're like, oh, I remember being on this map over in the campaign. This is what happened. It looks so different. It's cool to see all the differences and stuff. And although I'm not really emotionally attached to many of the characters within Call of Duty, even though I've been playing it for so long, it does help a bit with the experience of the game. Like Black Ops 4, for example, with no campaign, you don't even know where these characters came from. You could like read their files or whatever to see who they are, but that's pretty much it. So if you complete the campaign, I'm gonna assume on any difficulty, it doesn't really matter. I usually just have it on regular or hardened. I don't usually try to do the whole veteran thing because I want to get through it. I want to enjoy the gameplay, not take it as a challenge. Maybe another time, if people want me to, I'll attempt, you know, a playthrough on full-blown veteran, if people want me to do that. You get a bunch of stuff. You get this blueprint emblem. You get some extra double weapon XP. Oh, it's everything you unlock in order. So 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So 3 hours of double XP for base XP and weapon XP for just completing the campaign, along with the assault rifle variant and stuff like that. But after playing it a little bit and feeling how the gunsmith is, even though we didn't get to feel the whole thing, these variants might really only be relevant for a very, very small amount of time. To be honest, that Cinder M4 over on the beta, I didn't really think it was too much of a problem, even though I had more attachments than other weapons. The M4 in the beta was just not the problem weapon. I mean, overall, the visuals of Al Mazrah, it looks like a combination. Again, it's just a combination of like everything they've learned from Caldera and everything they've learned from Verdansk, it seems. There's going to be areas of the map that seem to be much more Verdansk styled, and in some elevation it's Caldera-like. That's just from the looks of it though. We'll see how people, you know, really play the map. There's so much information in here that I can't even like completely go over. I mean, they are showing so much. They're showing the Spec Ops stuff. There's like some nighttime mode thing. I mean, again, there is so much content for this, and we have heard that there are more devs than ever before that they have ever worked on the game. More devs than ever before that helped make this game. I just have a bad feeling that not every single aspect of this game is going to be kept up with, and it's going to age very badly, much like Spec Ops from Modern Warfare 2019. I feel like if anything's gonna get ignored here, you got the multiplayer experience, which is its whole balance, the Warzone experience, which has its own. You got DMZ, which is gonna end up having its own. And then you also now have Spec Ops in there as well, so it's a possibility that there's just gonna be too much for them to handle. It feels like they had less before to deal with, and they didn't necessarily do the balance properly. So these are saying all the Spec Ops missions, I guess. Has 3 missions at launch, all in Al Mazrah, so it's going to be on the Warzone map, just like the DMZ experiences. DMZ, I think you have 4 different spawn locations you can pick from that I mentioned before. Bad situation, infiltrate a town in the dead of night to uncover intel and evidence left. I mean, it could be good. It could be fun, but it seems like, you know, just 3 missions. How much can you really play this? How much replayability does it truly have? Hopefully they add more to it. I really do. I really hope all of these things have it. Progression. Journey at launch, more intel prior to release. So we have military ranks 1 to 55, unlock all weapon platforms. So it's not 70, it's just 55. So it's not like 70 or anything like that. Level 55, typical. Each weapon platform will feature camo and mastery challenges. Most will include progression trees with the ability to unlock platform-specific and universal attachments, with some also allowing you to unlock receivers, which serve as an additional functioning weapon within the platform. I'm really curious how this whole camo challenge thing is going to work. Like, for example, are the challenges going to be specific to each receiver, or is it to an entire platform? Like, for example, if I unlocked gold on the M4, I don't necessarily know exactly how it's going to work in terms of the way that it's going to be unlocked. You know that attachments, some of them unlock across the platforms and stuff like that that you can use immediately, but I don't think camos would work that easily. Personally, I don't know. To me, it would be kind of crazy if I got gold on the M4. It would be kind of crazy that I would have like multiple weapons that are gold, but it doesn't really make sense though, because if I have gold on my M4 and then change the receiver, it's just going to remove my camo? That doesn't make sense. So then it makes me think the challenges are actually going to be something like, get this certain amount of kills with this receiver on, and then get this amount of kills with this SMG version receiver on. I don't know. Well, we'll see. A part of me is worried that it's going to be a little bit too hard, and a part of me is also scared that it's a little bit too easy. Again, they know that they have 2 years, so to me, I don't know if that means they're going to make it a bit easier because they want more people to play multiplayer and enjoy like that whole progression feeling, or if they're going to make it hard and like really, really difficult and slow. The league challenges look normal. They don't even mention anything about a receiver or anything, so I have no idea. I'm stuck. Right, seasonal prestige is back. I don't really care for it very much, but it is what it is. You can do little cool things, like somebody I want to mention, Pomage. Pomage is actually somebody that got like multiple level 1000s for like every season. His whole seasonal barracks thing looks so clean. Thousands across the board. You could do cool shit like that, but again, there's really no reward for it. And the seasonal prestige stuff, I mean, it is what it is. That's the way that they like it, but shit, it sucks that we don't have the regular prestige system. I guess they just don't like the idea of somebody, you know, hitting max level and choosing not to prestige at all, and then that person potentially feeling like the game has no content because of a decision they are actively making. Best way to prepare for Warzone 2.0. Play Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer and Spec Ops to familiarize yourself with the core of Warzone 2. Some people are like, yeah, I'll just stay on Warzone 1 until Warzone 2 comes out, but you're gonna be behind on how the mechanics feel. And if you were to play multiplayer for those couple weeks or whatever, even if you're a Warzone streamer, if you were to just play multiplayer for those couple weeks, you are going to feel infinitely more comfortable once Warzone 2 does drop. Weapon platforms in the gunsmith. Yeah, so I'm curious about this. At launch, there will be 33 unique weapon platforms available to unlock through the military ranks. Just 1 through 55. Each weapon platform can contain up to 6 weapons, which can be obtained by leveling specific weapons within a platform. By unlocking all these weapon platforms and completing all applicable weapon platform progression thresholds, you will have 51 primary and secondary weapons to choose for a loadout. Okay, so they say 33 unique weapon platforms, which when fully unlocked, has 51 total weapons. So we get 10 assault rifles, 4 battle rifles, 7 submachine guns, 6 LMGs, 4 shotguns, 6 marksman rifles, 3 sniper rifles, 1 riot shield, 5 sidearms, 4 launchers, and 1 melee secondary weapon. I mean, that sounds pretty normal. I'm just curious how the unlock progress is. Ricochet anti-cheat day 1, that's good. I've been hearing crazy things about Ricochet as well. People that were banned over on Warzone 1, for example, are like somehow being nuked off of entirely different systems, entirely separate accounts, newly bought games, and they're immediately banned before they even play a game. I've heard of some people that are literally banned on Warzone, and then they got banned on Modern Warfare 2, or it literally couldn't even play the beta. And that was before Ricochet was even completely turned on. Watch some Twitch streams names for some drops. I don't really care much. Maybe I'm just skimming through too much or something, but I don't notice anything else on here. There's no other mention of the word camo or anything like that on this whole blog post, so I'm not entirely sure exactly how the unlock thing goes. Is it to each receiver? Is it to an entire platform? Is it gonna be a thing where I unlock gold or something for one weapon, but now I have it for multiple? It doesn't work like that? Or that 51 total weapons thing that they're talking about, is that the amount of weapons we have to do each individual challenge for? Or are some of them linked into each other is my question. I don't really... 30 weapon platforms at launch for over 50 unique weapons. I'm just too stupid, I guess. I don't know. Regardless of how this system's gonna work, we're gonna smash it. It doesn't matter. We're all gonna do this, enjoy it as best we can, get familiar with this before Warzone 2, and oh, I'm ready.